Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome for the first time if you are new. We are back to watch another episode of X-Men 97. This is episode 6. It is called Lifedeath Part 2. I assume this is going to be continuing Lifedeath Part 1. Seems pretty obvious. Following Storm and Forge and just kind of her personal journey of like losing her abilities, and then this giant bird at the end came and is now attacking her or something. I don't know 100% exactly what's going to happen with that, but I'm excited to find out. That the episode that it is carrying off from was probably my least favorite of the season. Episode 4, the Motendo and Life-Death Part 1. I wasn't thrilled with that episode. Didn't really like it at all. Episode 5, on the other hand, last week's episode, insane. Incredible stuff. Loved it. Loved every second of it. It was fantastic. And I don't know how they're going to follow that up this week. You know, how do you compare to the last episode? Like, emotionally, in terms of, like, the story, like, the personal stories of each of these X-Men, how do you move on from that? I'm very curious to find out. So before we jump into this, if you end up enjoying my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. If you're new here or you find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon or joining YouTube memberships. You just sync up your own copy of the show and you can watch along with me. But other than that, let's jump into episode 6 of X-Men 97. Life-Death Part 2. What is this conflict? Run. Was that the Kree? Looks like Kree outfits.
Stand, Kree! This pigeon shall not thwart the will of the Supreme Intelligence.
Is that meant to be... Is that Ronin? He's got the hammer.
Victory for the Imperial Guard!
Damn. These guys getting cooked.
Kree, do not!
Be honored to fall at my feet.
It is Ronin.
Ronin.
Ronin the Accuser.
A true Kree bows to no one.
A million pardons, Your Highness.
You dare interrupt my glorious moment?
Oh, it's your sister, the Empress.
Oh, joy.
Who's her sister?
My dear sister.
This better not awaken anything in me.
1 year ago, we offered the skills of our mighty healers to a Terran man on the verge of death. No ordinary Terran.
Hold on. This Professor X? Are they talking about Xavier?
And now, in his greatest feat yet, this man has unlocked the secrets to my heart.
What?
For your Empress is to be married, and our empire shall welcome a new Emperor.
Charles, you got robot legs? Is it Charles? Am I dumb?
Professor
Yeah.
Charles Xavier.
Charles, what you doing, buddy? Seeing you walk feels wrong.
To the might and glory of the Imperium.
Is that actually him?
Perhaps an empress could even spend a portion of her time ruling the galaxy from my little corner of it?
My handsome emperor has much to learn about masking his manipulations.
He wants to go home.
Yet, families often mimic black holes, visit and risk being stuck in its ever-spiraling vacuum of dramas. This is especially true with your students.
Didn't your brother nearly destroy the universe with the Emkron crystal?
Sure, that was in the past, though.
Once we crush the Kree, an educator such as you can teach them our ways. Do as you did on Earth.
Will you at least consider Earth?
I will.
This is such an interesting way to start this episode.
Why bother? He's a liar, traitor, cost you everything.
Is this all happening in her head?
Leave him. Don't play martyr. You will not break me, but I can fix you.
She is you.
All lives deserve saving, even his.
I feel like all this is happening in her head.
You go for help, but there is no pill for my poison. Let him die. You're not an X-Man anymore. Where did that get you? Kissing the hand that beats you?
What the frick, bruh?
I do not fear death.
I know. That's why you rush to play dead. You fear living.
Ooh.
Is that why you fear your power? Sought refuge with this monotone family?
Enough! Let me out! Let me out!
Forge didn't rob your gifts. You had already renounced them.
Damn.
I cannot breathe!
She's claustrophobic, too.
Lord of Chaos! I tear your thread and break your loom!
I didn't know Forge could do magic.
Depart and be gone!
I feel like this is this real? Or is this all in her head?
Mom practiced desert magic. Some of it sunk in, despite my best efforts.
Careful. Your shoulder.
That looks gross.
The Empress, Lilandra Niramani, and her royal consort.
Your man speaks as if I am your pet. Not an entirely displeasing thought.
Hush
Okay.
now, beloved. You may bark later.
Getting kinky there, Charles.
Your Majesty, I have known you since you were but a hatchling and wish only for your happiness. But
Okay.
given our war with the Kree, and how it's divided even we Shi'ar, is a royal wedding.
Brother, you gotta bring this up in private.
Some yearn for the stable comfort of what is familiar, for sameness.
Araki sugars his words, my sister.
She thinks you should marry one of your own.
He is Terran.
Gentle sister.
He can control your mind.
I respect you speaking the quiet part out loud, Deathbird. So let's speak plainly.
She said the quiet part out loud.
Spoke the quiet part out loud. Xavier would see his Milky Way ghetto become our new
Milky
throne
Way
world.
ghetto. Oof.
High Council, for the sake of the Empire, I must invoke the right of Genosha. A challenge of my own choosing.
What is the challenge?
Choose.
Hopscotch? Outside of your exoskeleton?
You must renounce Earth
Jump
and
rope?
erase all memory of your life there. Charles Xavier must purge all memories of Earth, and you, dear sister, must be the one to do it.
Why? That seems unnecessary. But it does get rid of the whole let's go to Earth thing.
The union of Shara and Kithri is at the core of our principles. To bind various cultures into one for the sake of galactic peace and harmony.
I mean, they don't seem to be living up to that ideal lately.
What is united if one half must be erased for the sake of the whole?
Yeah, that's not really uniting anything.
Do you love me, Charles?
No.
Silly question.
We don't even know you.
Why remember? Why not let go? Start anew. If you refuse, they won't let us be together. Not unless I forfeit my throne, which is exactly
How
what
about
Deathbird's
you
design.
erase everybody else's minds instead?
I heard the adversary telling you to let me die. Oh, I'm so sorry, Aurora, for deceiving you, for drawing the adversary.
Maybe this isn't all in her head. This could be real.
A big evil owl that feeds on anger and self-loathing. Call me chum in the water.
Then I am chum too.
You're both chum. Yo.
The cactus grows in darkness. Where?
That's why I came. I know how you feel about tight spaces.
Ah, yes.
Do you renounce all memories of Earth, of your life there,
I do.
and of your X-Men? Xavier, do you renounce your X-Men?
See? He hesitates.
What? Hesitation is not saying no.
Insults all, Shiar. This was exactly my fear.
What you ask of him is no small burden.
He seeks to ally us with Earth.
My God, you are dramatic.
My God, you are dramatic.
Have our blood mixed with his inferior freak fluids. Indeed.
Damn.
This Xavier is not even a pure Terran, a lower caste, a mutant.
Oh yeah, I was like, lower?
Gladiator, arrest this treacherous vulture, and any who dare to stand with her.
Okay, Gladiator, pop off. Dude's a brick wall. Gladiator's kind of goated. That dude is insane. He's so strong.
I have forgotten my greatest gift.
Your mind.
Hear me. Class is now in session.
Yeah, he's... They're in a desk.
Now pay attention. It is time for today's lesson.
Charles is built different. Oh, and it just gets tighter and tighter as she goes. Oh, the adversary did not escape. Or did escape.
Look at you.
It's not real.
Forge destroyed you.
I think this whole thing has been in your head.
There, yes, always beg to be saved. Submit, and I will save you and let
Closing
you
in
live
on
your
her.
tempting daydream. No, you demon. Not a daydream.
A nightmare.
Executioner's neutralizer was not the only weapon tamping down my gifts. There was that lie, and I believed it.
Let's go, Storm.
The lie. Deny your power.
Reclaim your power. Facts. Mistress of the elements. Let's go, Storm. With a new black outfit. That is rad. Looks cool, doesn't it?
Strange to feel grateful.
Towards the demon?
What are demons but reflections of our fears?
Maybe it wasn't in her head. It was all real.
Until we finally heal our adversary by embracing it. There, it's starting to heal.
It's starting. It seems finished.
Refusing to allow mutants displaced by the brutal attack on Genosha to return to their home countries.
Oh yeah, they don't know about this.
The opening salvo in the long-feared evolutionary war between humans and mutants.
Younger cultures that, had they not been tilled to death, would now be empires rivaling your own. Fearing this, you strike at the knees and claim you can help them walk again.
True.
The Shi'ar Empire is a snake oil racket.
Damn.
Your existence against mine because...
Yep.
Why? Says who? Who made up these silly rules? The universe is very old, and all of us very young. Born of ancient stardust, and all children of
the world was here before us, it'll be here after.
No! No! They were dancing, drinking wine, making love! My children of the atom destroyed! No!
Charles!
Did he just sense what was happening?
While I cowered in the cosmos, the unthinkable has happened.
Charles, if you leave, you will prove my sister right about your kind.
Oh well.
That should end our star-crossed affair. So be it. I will not abandon my kind. It is time I return to my X-Men.
Damn right.
I did what you asked. I gave you my DNA to access Master Mold.
Oh, Sinister.
Kill me, please. For what happened in Genosha. I beg you.
Oh, Boulevard Trask.
Why, Genosha was merely the beginning of a prologue, now past. You have nothing to fear, so long as you place your faith in Sinister.
Damn. Okay, so it was Sinister who perpetrated the attack. Okay, what an interesting episode. We have both two things returning. We have Storm's powers returning and the return of Charles Xavier. The Charles's storyline is very interesting. I assume this happened in the comics, but it kind of just like throws us into the middle of a burgeoning relationship between Charles and this like Empress. I confess I don't know almost anything about that particular storyline in the comics or the characters we met in that. I only knew Charles, and so well, other than the Kree, I knew the Kree. I know Ronan the Accuser, from the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. But it's just very interesting, like, seeing Charles, like, be part of this and being like, I'm getting married. And his voice actor, they must have changed voice actors because he sounds so much younger than I remember Charles sounding in the older one, and even like the recaps and stuff. So I'm very curious to see how other people feel about that, because he just sounded off. I don't know if it was maybe like the voice actor or the recording, but he sounded kind of quiet, like his volume was lower than everyone else's. But who knows? But yeah, he's back, and he's gonna get married, but he's like going through this whole like trial. He has to like prove himself, but then he's like, let me tell you about how your nation sucks. Like, he's essentially telling these people like, hey, your empire that you tout so highly is a racket. It sucks. It's snake oil. You know, if it wasn't for you, you know, buying up all this land, or like like drawing some modern day parallels, it's essentially being like, you know, if Apple or Amazon didn't buy up these like burgeoning companies, there's every chance in the world that these companies could be even bigger, even better than Apple and Amazon have become, or Disney or whatever, right? You know, if the people in power didn't prematurely cut down those who were growing, they might not be in power. And he's essentially being like, that's what you guys did. You cut them off at the knees because they would challenge you if they got that high. And in truth, like, you just want them to assimilate and become one of you. Like, that sucks. That's not how it should go. But then in the middle of doing this lesson, he senses, like, from across the universe, from across the galaxy, he senses the attack on Genosha, and he you know, senses Gambit dying and Magneto and all these things, and now he's like, I have to go back, Kate. And so presumably Charles is gonna return to Earth, even though like most of Earth thinks he's dead. Like, everyone thinks he's dead. I think only maybe some of the X-Men, Magneto, maybe a couple of them know that he might be alive. But everybody else thinks he's dead. So him coming back is going to be quite a twist for humans. This is just going to be, oh, what a wild event. But yeah, I mean, he's got to take place in this burgeoning war that is starting, or maybe he can try and de-escalate it somehow. I don't know. It's going to be a tall task. If there is a war, the mutants are going to need help from Storm, and she had a very interesting, I thought it was all in her head, but I guess it wasn't. Like, it was real. Like, this demon thing actually did bite Forge and was like taunting her and all these things. I thought it was just like all in her head. That made the most sense to me, is that everything was happening in her mind. But I guess not. I guess it was an actual demon. And it is essentially being like, hey, if you give in, I will let you keep this human fantasy that you wanted, right? Like, this, it's not just the tranquilizer thing that was keeping your powers suppressed. Like, you are actively holding yourself back. And Storm has to like fight through those fears and reclaim who she is, and it's awesome. And she gets a new outfit as well. You know, she changed from the white outfit to this black outfit. Looks pretty bitchin'. But then, yeah, she sees at the end that Genosha was attacked as well. So presumably both Storm and Professor X are going to be returning to the X-Men. And we're going to proceed from there, because Sinister is causing a ruckus. He is a dick. He wants people to burn, and he hates mutants, and he just wants to be in control. You know, he took Trask's DNA for the Mega Mold, and he says this is just the start of things. I wonder what he has planned, but I assume we're gonna have to fight against him and save the world and save mutants and save humans and stop this war from killing millions of people. So I don't know. This was a solid episode. Definitely not as good as the last episode. That one was way better. This one was pretty decent though. Very, very interesting. And I'm excited to see where it goes. Definitely let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below though. I'm very curious to see how you guys feel. If you enjoyed my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. If you're new here, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon or joining YouTube memberships. You just sync up your own copy of the show and you can watch along with me. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.